Wait, is it on? Yep, it's on. What's up, guys? Kadora again with another plugin review. This is a new plugin for my friend Simon Alexander called Nova Limit. It's like a limiter with spatial audio. It's $70.99. Oh no, I said that wrong. $7.99 on the App Store. I received a promo code for it.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
So as you can see, there's an input gain, release, ceiling. That's like something that you hear in like mastering plugins. Got the output, threshold, attack, release, mix, and then you got the Supersitter plugin.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
Let's try it with the clipper on.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
And then it listens to your audios and it draws out lines on it. Let's turn the settings all the way up to each plugin. Control. At first, I thought there was more than 6 plugins I made, but then this is Simon Alexander's 6th plugin. This is the 3rd plugin in the Red Nova series.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
I'll make this number positive. Let's say it back. Oh, there's no positive number.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
But this works on more gritty vocals. Let's check out the presets. Transparent master.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
Let's see what it sounds like. Oh wait, that just locks the Supersitter plugin. Now we're gonna lock it.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
There's a lot of good limiter plugins on here. And then, word for artists who are trying to mix their vocals, limiters are crucial for your vocal mixing. Because you don't want your vocal mix to, if you don't want your vocal mix to go past a certain threshold, slap this onto your vocal mix. I wonder what Simon Alexander is going to do for his next plugin. I don't know yet, so this is good. I'm going to try this with the last plugin I did a video on. We're going to go to OSC Audio, and we're going to combine this with the Nostalgia plugin. We're going to see how it sounds with this. See how it sounds?
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
Alright. Radio ready? This will work well with this since this has like an old cassette echo. Let's see what this sounds like.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
These are 2 new plugins that I got. I already did a video on this plugin, but then I skipped a couple effects on this plugin. Let's see what this sounds like.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
This might actually benefit my vocal mixing. But now we're going to combine this with another plugin. We're going to get creative today. Yeah, creative in this motherfucker. This doesn't have presets, unfortunately, so we're going to slap this on here.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
It's obvious that Super VHS complements this plugin, since Super VHS is like... The reason why I use Super VHS is because of the chorusing feature on the plugin. And the craziest thing is about this plugin is that some of the controls within Super VHS are their own plugins. The magic button on Super VHS is actually available as its own plugin. The drift control on Super VHS is also available as its own plugin. But it's obvious that Nova Limit goes well with Super VHS. Now we're going to slap this onto Ridgewalk to see how this works.
Back to life, yeah. Back to reality.
Should I use... I'm going to use this plugin in my next song eventually.
To life, reality. Reality.
This plugin has no... I'm gonna pause this for a bit. This plugin has no business being good, but I like it. I like it. Alright. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. I need a smooth operator. If y'all know that song, y'all know that song. Let's try this with Banshee Nano. I'm going to use this with plugins I actually mix my vocals with.
Back to life, yeah. Back to reality. Back to life, yeah. Back to reality.
It's obvious that this plugin works well. Alright. It's obvious that Banshee Nano works well with the vocal mix. This plugin is a must-have for vocal mixing. I'm gonna give you all that. It's a must-have. I swear to God that this sounds good on any mix. Let's try this with Transit.
Back to life, yeah. Back to reality.
Let's crank up let's turn this up a little bit.
Back to life, yeah. Back to reality.
This might actually work since Baby Audio has a plugin called Smooth Operator. Let's try this with, let's use this as a playground. I'm gonna try this with a chorus and effect to see what I get.
Back to life, yeah. Back to reality. Back.
Okay, overdid it a little bit. All right. Smooth Operator, electronic punch. All right, we're gonna use Audio Damage's Pump House plugin to see how this sounds.
Back to life, yeah. Back to reality.
I swear to God, I'm not actually swearing on God, but I'm saying it as like a slang term. You know what I mean. This plugin sounds too good. This plugin sounds good. I'm gonna start using this in my mixes. Swear to God, I'm gonna start using this in my mixes.
Back to life, yeah. Back to reality.
Now I'm gonna make it duck a little bit more. I'm making all. Let's see what happens if I do all dots.
Back to life, yeah. Back to reality.
Oh, there's no presets on this. All right, rock and roll. This gives me an idea. Let's try this with the Punchline plugin.
Back to life, yeah. Back to reality. Back to life, yeah. Back to reality. back to life, yeah, back to reality.
I mean, Punchline is like a drum machine plugin that has like 16 effects. I don't like really use Punchline in my vocal mixes. Hip Hop Glue. I feel like that this plugin could be a substitute for Audio Master, since Audio Master has like their own set of presets on here. I'm not saying that I'm going to use this as a replacement for Audio Master, but I think this could work as like an alternative or a substitute. We're going to go to the Hip Hop Master preset on here real quick.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
Jazz and acoustic. See how that sounds on here. This is going to be like a lengthy video, but then bear with me. Oh no, I need to go back to it.
Back to life, back to life, yeah, back to reality. Back to reality.
Plugin works on every style of music though.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
See how many presets there are. Okay, I'm almost done with going through all the presets.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality. Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
I'm almost on the last one.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
Then we're gonna go back to the default preset. And then I'm gonna combine all the effects as one to see how it sounds. I mean, I could have done that in the beginning, but then we're gonna do this with the plugins from the Red Nova series. So we're gonna use the Red Nova spatial compressor in the Mix 2, and then we're gonna also use the Super Theory because we're gonna focus on the Red Nova series of plugins to end off this video with. This one doesn't have any presets, by the way. So
back to life, back to life, yeah, back to reality. Back to life, back to life, yeah, back to reality. Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
but then all the plugins in the series are going to be spatial plugins more than likely. Excuse me.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
I mean, these two go great together.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
There's a whole bundle of plugins that are going to be a part of the Red Nova series. So what's next? I don't know. I'll do a video on that pretty soon. Because I'm Mr. Plugin Review over here. And I'm just sharing my thoughts on these plugins that I have.
Back to life, yeah, back to reality.
So special thank you to Simon Alexander for sending me the code to this plugin. Because I like to build a good rapport with these developers on iOS, you know? Because I review their products. I make music at home. I don't actually, like, go to any professional recording studio. Because then to book a session, it's like $60 per song. I'm not paying that. I'm not paying a studio session when I can do one at home for free and get the exact same results.
Back to life. Back to life. Yeah. Back to reality.
I can use this with Volco or Scalar EQ. I don't know what's gonna happen with the Red Nova series next. This is the third plugin in the series. Because it all started with Super Sitter, which is actually part of this plugin. Because you can use Super Sitter by itself, but then you can also use it in the Spatial Compressor plugin. You can also use it in the new Nova Limit plugin. But then it's a different color. This one's yellow, and then this one's red. It's the same concept for the plugins, but then you can use this as its own plugin, but then you can also use this within the Red Nova compressor plugin. So keep in mind, when you get this plugin, you can use this and this, but it's in a different color, and this also being in a different color. Because the Super Sitter is just going to be part of the Red Nova series of plugins. But I think it's going to come in different colors. I don't know. I'm not confirming anything. I'm not denying anything. But again, special thank you to Simon Alexander for sending me the code. I'm put a link to the bundle in the description for you to check out. I think this video is like 30 minutes long. 20 seconds. Let's keep going.
Back to life. Back to life. Yeah. Back to reality.
But this plugin, I believe, is designed to be gritty because then I can hear like some type of tape overdrive. Do I have any? I don't think I have any tape plugins on here. No, I don't. I thought I had like tape cassette by Calum Audio on here or something, but no, the plugin has like a natural tape cassette sound. I don't know if I'm tripping.
Back to life. Back to reality.
Yeah, it kind of has a gritty sound to it. I'm not gonna lie.
Back to life. Back to life. Yeah. Back to reality. Back to life. Back to reality.
Once I get through all these presets, I'm ending this video.
Back to life. Back to life. Yeah. Back to reality. Back to life. Back to life. Yeah. Back to reality.
And that's it for the plugin review. That's it. You should check out this plugin. If you already have the plugin, tell me about it in the comments down below. And like I said before, I'm going to link the plugin bundle for y'all to check it out. It's a 3 plugin bundle for now until more plugins in the Red Nova series comes out.